Hello, I always believe and I am certain that this Kenya Kwanza government will have no peace at all with the people and even with other institutions which see this government as an agent of failures. The church has once again comes out to blast the president and his government for giving fake promises and also using Kenyans for a ride. Recently, the Archbishop of Nyeri, Mueria, has once again come out to criticize the government for failing to deliver in its promises. And now, before I proceed with this analysis, I want you to watch and listen to him giving the statements.
There has to be less rhetoric. We have to stop advertising and act. Government seems to be constrained to advertisement of government projects, advertisements of plans. Government is not advertising agency. It is an agency that implements actions. That's what we want to see. So let's learn government that follows rules, systems, and builds, not government that has put all its machinery to advertisement. It was called governtisement. We have to move from governtisement to government. Stop advertising what we should do, we will do, we have done, and rather put yourself to get people, resources, experts. And we have great capacity even in our leadership in government that they can deliver. And especially the delivery to the poor, the delivery in the education system, the delivery in the...
The Archbishop is so clear in his words. He is directing them direct to the president and the entire leadership of Kenya Kwanza government. It is true that the Kenya Kwanza leadership has turned itself to be an agent of advertisement. In everything this government is about is that we will do this and that. And these mantras has become so familiar in the ears of many Kenyans. They are tired of endless promises without actions in practice. I know that the Kenya Kwanza government might see this criticism as a form of politics because the Archbishop is coming from Nyeri, the hometown of Rigathi Gachagua, who is also a big critic to this government. So they may think that this Archbishop has taken side and now working closer with our former deputy president. But according to me, that is not the case at all. This Archbishop has been so genuine in putting the government accountable as a patriotic Kenyan no matter what. So for those who may think that the Archbishop is criticizing the government simply because he comes from the same place as Rigathi Gachagua, I also want to play for you this clip of him criticizing the government when Rigathi Gachagua was still in power. Now, watch him on this video clip again.
We ask President and the entire government to listen to the pleas of those Kenyan citizens in distress. We are in a problem of famine still, and we have not fully addressed the question of famine. We are speaking about the cost of living. We understand the economic situation, but we need to address it. And especially in very definitive public decisions. And that's why we feel sad that in these moments when Kenyans are suffering and struggling, that we received this news of yet a huge expansion of a bloated budget because of the huge appointment to offices of our cabinet secretaries, the so-called chief administrative secretaries, that will mean taking away the resources from the poor right now in order to support some of these persons. At this moment, we are not wishing to discuss whether it's merit-worthy or not merit-worthy. The question is it opportune to do it when Kenyans are struggling? I think it's something we should be reducing the budget of salaries, of expenses, for the sake of Kenyans, for the sake of uplifting especially those who are really.
Now that was also one of his stands that he took when many Kenyans were crying about the high cost of living. And he also made it clear that the government is playing a blaming game. In this, he was trying to respond to Kenya Kwanza government for what they used to blame the previous government for making life difficult for many Kenyans. We will all remember that when the Kenya Kwanza government took power, the Kenya Kwanza leadership started to say how they inherited empty coffers. And the Archbishop was so clear, was telling them it is not time for playing games. It is a matter of going direct into the problem and tackle it. The bishop also went ahead to talk about the proposed budget of 2024-2025. He said clearly that in that proposal there was some unnecessary taxes that should be rubbed off and that money used in advancing the lives of Kenyans. So in general and from evidence, we can see that this Archbishop has been with the people all along. So it is not a matter of taking side in politics. He is just doing what he needs to do as a patriotic Kenyan. But now as I conclude, do you think that from all this criticism that the government is facing, will the president now start to be so practical rather than giving endless promises day after day? In my own opinion, I see that there will be no any change at all. As we are nearing the next general election, there is no anything that Kenyans will see done by this government. The president is someone who likes public engagement. He likes talking to people in public, where he feels like in public talking to people directly is how he can convince them with his lies. He likes rallies and also campaigns. And by now, he has also started campaigning. He was in the western part of Kenya. Then after that, he went to northeastern part of Kenya. Then now, he is in the coast. This is someone who is practically campaigning for his re-elections. There's nothing he's taking to those places, if not his campaigns. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Let me end it there for now. But before I do so, I want to kindly request you to take a second of your time and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and let's meet up soon in our next video.